Do. What do we got for? Let's see. I don't know if I like that. Let's see. What we got going on here? I'll tell you what. Let's see. What do I want to listen to? There we go. What's up, Jack? The sign's a little off. Getting ready. Testing everything out. Testing it out. Making sure that everything's working right. Look at that stuff. Boy, I am ready this year. I'm chilling out. Working so hard I don't even know my last name. Got so much stuff to do and I don't feel like doing anything, to be honest with you. Gonna clean things up. I keep freezing. Why? Because the air conditioner's on. It ain't because I didn't pay my bill, I can tell you that. Gotta clean everything up. Getting it all ready. Nobody even knows I'm on. I just decided to come on. For no particular reason. But fall's coming. Summer's done. Still got some things I need to take care of. Won't let you post? Well, that's weird. I don't know. I have no clue what's up with that. That might be internet connection. Let's see. Well, I'm waiting to get my picture up. That's what's going on. I tell you what, this has been. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, man. There we go. What's going on in here? Well, I'm just chilling. Next weekend, I'll be doing something, though. We have an auction next weekend. Next Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Nice next Saturday, yeah. About 8 p.m. I'm having a coffee and chilling. Just hanging out. Doing much of anything. Just hanging out. Let me move this camera over here. Figured I'd come down here and BS with you guys for a while. I have nothing better to do. Well, I mean, I go upstairs and game for a while, but I just figured I'd get out and say hi, see what everybody's up to. Thanks for the share. Thanks for the like. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Been working my tail off. Fix one thing and 9 other things break, you know. See my guitar I posted? I finally finished it. Well, I got to take the saddle down a little bit, but level a couple of frets, but it'll be all right. No, I don't play Baldur's Gate because I don't play on my computer. I usually play everything on my Xbox. I'm lazy. I just want to lay in bed and play. I don't have to come down here, load this all up. Not that this system isn't capable, because it is. I don't feel like sitting in a chair playing. I just kick back on the bed and chill. This is pretty much where I come if I want to do some electronic stuff over there. See? Electronic stuff over there. That's it. Baldur's Gate 3? I don't think so, because if they did, I would have seen it. But Baldur's Gate is one of them things that is, it's kind of slow. You know, I'm an action kind of guy. I like it. But I've been playing Destiny. Played a couple other new titles. They've all been pretty good, but you know, what have you guys been up to anyway? Anything? Staying out of trouble? I gotta tell you guys something funny. So, well, let me do this. So, I watch a bunch of different YouTubers, right? That are coin dealers. You know, they own their own businesses. So, you know, I'm always watching their edit, you know, how they talk, you know, the inflection in their voice, their style, how their presentation, because a lot of that has to do with what type of person they are, right? Do they really care about the people, or are they putting on a front? So I'm watching this video, and guy's talking about having a bunch of a certain type of coin, right? And couldn't sell the roll. Now pay attention to what I'm saying. Couldn't sell the whole roll of, I don't know, nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, whatever it was, right? That's, doesn't really matter here. And he goes, so I'm going to sell them individually. I'm like, well, that's cool. He says, but first, I'm going to go through them and see which ones are good ones that I can get graded. And I'm like, wait a minute. You tell everybody that you're going to sell them, right? The roll, you're going to break them up. But before you sell them, you're going to go in and get all the good ones and sell all the crap to everybody else. I thought, boy, oh boy, did the blinders come off for that guy. I said, boy, I wonder how many other people are going to catch that. There's some shady ass bastards out there. I'm being honest. I mean shady. Somebody goes, oh, well, you don't sell the best of the best to people. I said, well, I do, if they can afford it. But not everybody that comes to my channel can afford, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 coins. And I mean, I'm not doing this as a business. I'm doing it for charity. So there's a big difference from what I'm doing and what a coin dealer does. I know I worked with a coin dealer for years. I know the difference, and that's not what my intentions are. I said, so you can't relate the two of us. I said, I sell different coins. People might want to start typesets. They might be collecting dimes or quarters or nickels or halves or Morgan dollars or silver dollars or Canadian. I don't know. You never know what they're going to do, right? Neurosurgeon. Oh, man. Well, I hope you feel better, Mike. But I'm telling you, once you go under the knife, man, woo, doggy. They're going to call you pain pill popping Mike because this ain't going to be feeling good. So anyway, back to my story. So I was just very disappointed that the guy said that. He said it that way. Gonna go through, see which ones. He's gonna pick the ones that he likes out and then sell the rest. And I'm like, what kind of dealer are you? You just proved that you were sketchy. How many other things are you sketchy about? Once you show that you're sketchy like that as a coin dealer, now people are gonna be watching. And I don't need to say who it is. I don't. Because I guarantee you enough people watch him that they're going to come down on him. And you probably lose business. When they watch the video and they hear it and they listen to what he said, they're going to think that's pretty sketchy business. Instead of doing the right thing, like I got some coins coming up. I'll let you guys know. So I got some of the some different coins from the U.S. Mint this year. And they're all in the original packaging. I never opened them up. And one night, this fall, I'm going to open them up. And if everybody wants one, I'm going to sell each one of them for $3 a piece. Because not everybody needs to buy the whole roll like I did, right? And getting them was tough. Because I had to get on the list. And then when they became available, I had to run in and get one. and I'll just sell them that way. I'll make a little money for charity, and people only have to get one for the collection, and a nice one, the one that they see that they like. You know what I mean? Instead of buying, $45 worth of freaking coins and not be able to get rid of the rest of them and get stuck with them, they could buy one for $3. Now I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, that costs more." Well, believe me, the dollars that they sell now, the little gold dollars, trust me, they're not a dollar. Hey, what's up, Duff? What's going on? Have 8 coupons? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Mike, I have a couple of them, but PCGS, I wouldn't send anything to them that was a foreign coin. I would send it to NGC. PCGS, man, I don't know. Well, you guys know I have some CAC ones, right? I have 2 of them. I have, let's see, the third. I think it's the third. Don't quote me on this. It's either the third. I think it's the third. The third 2023 Morgan proof silver dollar. Is it proof? No, it might not be proof. No, it's just uncirculated, I believe. I don't think it's a proof. It may be the proof. I don't know. I'll have to go upstairs and look. Anyway, it's number 3 that was graded by them. And it's a CAC holder. It's not the green bean. It's the real deal, I think they do a great job. Look, I'll say this about the guys over there at CAC, right? The anal retentive when it comes to grading certain coins. And I like that. Because that way, if you're going to do something for profit, right? And you're getting a coin graded for profit to make money, right? Well, there's a difference here. Then why not go to the best? That's what I believe in. Just being honest, right? Plain and simple. So I've got a couple of coins. I got one of their inaugural coins, which I may sell on the channel. Give everybody else a chance to get it because it's number 10. So, it's a $350 coin. But, I'm just a little guy. I don't play in the big ball field. But I did want a Morgan, and I was nice enough to get a hold of a guy who, because there's not a lot of people that can just go there and get your coins graded with CAC. Only certain people can, right? It's a very low number of people that can submit things to CAC. So I got a Morgan graded, which, made me pretty happy. First year they come out, and, I got the Morgan graded. Their first, run of their Morgans in their holders. So I thought that was kind of cool. Outside of that, it's only a holder. So if I'm only going to preserve my coins, I can either preserve them myself, or if I may sell the collection later on and it's not a high dollar, I'm talking about $50, $60, $70, $80,000 collection, then I'll put it in a, ANAC holder. Why not? They've been pretty good. They've been pretty consistent lately. They're stepping up their game. And so I'm pretty impressed with that. Plus, the turnaround time. Ah, man, the turnaround times are terrible for getting coins back from NGC and PCGS. So, really has a lot to do with a lot of different little things when it comes to me grading coins. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to send 10 of my Morgans out on the 1st. I'll be sending 10 of my Morgans out. And what I'm doing is in my collection, my main collection, I have two collections of Morgans. So I have my main collection of Morgans and I have my secondary collection of Morgans. And my secondary collection of Morgans is more if a friend needs a specific coin, right? And I have it, then they can contact me and we'll work out a deal. Morgans are expensive, right? The key dates, the special dates, the semi-key dates, they're getting harder and harder to get, and you're not getting them cheap. I don't care where you go, unless you get to somebody that absolutely knows nothing about them, which is becoming rarer and rarer. They're becoming more expensive. And you'll see that I think I probably have maybe 15 Morgans to sell this year. Yeah. So, won't be a whole lot of Morgans. Unless somebody requests me to get some, somebody requests me to get something specific, then I'll go looking to see what I can find. But, we'll just do what we do. I have some graded Morgans, and I bought the specific Morgans that I bought that are graded by NGC. I bought because sometimes when you're trying to grade a Morgan, right? I'll show you one, as a matter of fact. I actually got two different ones, and I'll show them to you. When you're trying to grade a Morgan, sometimes it becomes difficult for people, right? Because the toning can throw you off. Sometimes the toning can make you think that you're looking at an AU or an XF coin, right? Let's see if I can show you guys this real quick. I'm a little rusty, so hold on to your britches. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, that's not the one I want. So let's put a light on here. There we go. A little light on the subject so you guys can see this. So when you look at this coin, right? I should probably take it out of the wrapper here. Hold on a minute. So when you look at this Morgan, right, and you're looking at it from a distance, let me back out of here a little bit and zone you in. I'm trying to get you to where somewhere in the middle. I don't want to zone too much because then you'll. There we go. All right. So now you're looking at this Morgan, right? I'm not going to show you the grade yet, but while you're looking at this Morgan, you say, wow, that's probably an XF or an AU, right? Here, let me show you the back. Now, you look at the back, and you'd think that, right? Because of the way that it's toned, right? See it? See the way it's toned? Let me flip it back around. See the way it's toned? But when you get to looking at these after a while, right? you understand luster and how luster is and the color of luster and how luster changes, how it goes into the grays. Now, this is just one of them. I'll show you another one. Just to show you that it doesn't happen to just one coin. Here's another one. See? See how it looks? I'm not showing the grade yet. But if you look, see how it looks? I'm not trying to show the grade yet. I'm just showing the coin. See how she looks all gray and looks nasty? You could just about read that date. I'll take you on the back. Show you the same thing. There you go. That's how it looks. Now, when you start paying attention to the breast feathers, and you see the detail in it, and you look at the field and how much luster is still left, and then you start understanding that luster can change to that gray color. And that's a toning process. That's where, it's having a reaction to itself, right? Let me turn it back around. See the grayness in her face? See it? So, what would you guys think that grade would be on that coin? Take a guess. And then I'll show you. Take a guess what grade you think that coin is. Let's see if you guys know. Anybody? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Okay, Mike says XF45. Dove says very fine. All right. What about you, Jack? What do you think? What do you think that coin is? Take a guess. I'm going to tell you it's a $100 coin. You say XF45 very fine. You guys ready? You ready for this? Ready for the grade? Hold on a minute. I got to do something. You ready? There you go. Mint state, 63. Can you believe that? It's a mint state. Imagine that. You got to look at all the details in the hair. And you can see, if you look, when I turn that, you see all that luster? And the same thing on the back. You can see all the luster. Now, if this coin had been, one dipped, it might have made a 4. I don't know. Let me show you the other one. Mint State 63. Same thing. Now, I bought these two coins not because I didn't think anybody had a 1921 Morgan, because I figured that you guys probably do. But when you get into grading Morgans, and you're looking for Morgans, and you're looking for deals on Morgans, right? You ought to know what the hell you're looking at. And sometimes, having examples like these in your collection that you can look at and train your mind to what you're looking for. You might be, out at a coin auction, or maybe you're online and you're looking at different places and seeing different coins, and they might not be graded yet. When you see examples like these and you have them in your collection, it can better train you, So what I did was I purchased them. I paid $180 for the two of them. Not because, well, first off, they're mint state. Secondly, I really looked at them, so I know if I wanted to do a crack out and send them to CAC or to PCGS, they will meet the grade, right? If I was to do that, then I would dip them. I'd give them a quick dip and take a lot of that dull toning out, and that way it represents a mint state 63, 64 better. Because, see, when you get ugly crap like this down here, it could throw you off, right? So you can pick yourself up something, if somebody's not educated, you might pick up a coin for $60 that's worth $100 or $110, So those are a couple of them that I'm going to sell on the channel this year. But I just wanted to show you guys that because sometimes it's so difficult when it comes to coins, knowing what you're really looking at. And it really can just blow your mind. So I figured that I'd get some different coins this year, more to help you out and to educate you and give you more experience in collecting. I mean, most of you guys already know, there's other people that I buy coins for, or that, want my opinion before they buy a coin or invest in a coin. And I really have to look at the coin. I just can't. A lot of the times for me, I got to have it in my hand, I really got to have it in my hand. I really got to look at it, right? To know whereabouts the grade is. If I'm on the fly, then, I'm probably going to be within 2 grades, because I've looked at so many of them. Other coins I'm not that fast on because, when you're looking at dimes, seated dimes, bobber dimes, it becomes a little, there's more to it, and they're smaller, and I'm not as in tune with it. I'm not trained. My eyes are not trained as well. So I have to really take my time. So there's certain little things that I'm adding to my little collecting education along the way. And it just help you guys out too. Because it's a whole different ball game between collecting and stacking. And you guys know that. Anyway, how you guys been? What you been up to? Haven't talked to you in a while. I'm sure everybody's been busy. I have been. I've been straight out. I was a little musty down here in the old room. I'm going to have to get some cedar down here. I got to show you guys something I did. You want to see something I did? You guys want to see something I did? So, I'll show you guys something I did before the auction. I'll show you guys something I just. So, I'm watching all these guys and they're doing all this stuff, and I'm watching all. Because periodically I go on eBay and I'll look at coins, right? And I'll say, what the hell are they doing? You know, that is not a real toned Morgan. Because I know. Oh, you're good? Currently purchasing your hunting license? Going scouting tomorrow morning? Good deal. I don't hunt no more. It's quicker to go to the grocery store. But if I had to hunt, I could. There's Bambi's running all over the place back there. Trust me. I wouldn't run out of food if I needed it. So I figure, let them come. They get to be too many of them, then, well, I go out the back, sit in a chair and get me one and go out there and gut it, hang it, chop it up, put it in the freezer. Them days of going out sitting in stands and treading through the woods, and them days are gone. Get too old for that crap. So God bless you. What was I talking about? Oh. So fake colored coins, right? And I was trying to figure out how they were doing it. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he goes, try this. So I did. And this is what I come up with. You ready? You guys are gonna laugh. You guys are absolutely gonna laugh. I was trying to figure out how they did the whole color thing. So this is what I did. How's that look? How's that suit your fancy? Look at that. How's that color? It wasn't easy either. Let me tell you. Here's the back. How's that look? How'd that turn out? Pretty cool, huh? I think she looks pretty sexy. Well, I didn't want to be biased, so I did a peace dollar too. Check that out. How's that peace dollar look? There you go. Look at that. So I did them both. Once I figured out how to do it, by God. What do you guys think? Yeah, I did it. I artificially toned them. I did it myself. Took me a while to figure out how they're doing it, because I knew Because I have toned ones. I have graded, toned, and they're, $3, $4, $5, $6, $700, right? Now that's what they go for. They're expensive. But I was looking, I seen a couple on eBay. I was like, oh, that ain't real. There is no way. And I was trying to figure out how they did it, And a friend of mine told me exactly how they did it. So I bought a bottle of the stuff that he told me to use. He told me how to do it and how to moderately tone them and how you can keep it and how you can do the edge. I said, okay, I'm going to try it. So there you go. I think they came out pretty cool, though. There's 20-something kids up at college. I thought they looked cool. So I figured I'd do a couple and sell them for charity on the channel. I thought they looked cool. And that way, whoever buys them, they know for a fact these are fake. These are fake tone. And if they ever see the colors like this on either one of them, they know that it's fake tone. And don't buy it thinking that you're going to get a tone grade or attribution from one of the coin grading companies, because they're not going to give it to you. So I thought they looked cool. And it takes a long time to get it done, especially this one. This one took me a while to get that to do that. I had to do that with a toothpick and a a Q-tip. A toothpick and a Q-tip to do that. Took me a long time to do that. And this one here too. I had to do it with a Q-tip. You see how I got a little bit more darker in here? And how the purple comes up? That takes a long time to do it like that. Believe it or not. So I've just been thinking about different things to do and bring to the channel so people know what's real, what's fake, what to look for. Because there's a lot of scammers out there, guys. I mean, they are really hot. I mean, I have never seen so many fake Morgans, piece dollars, half dollars, seated half dollars. I could not believe it. I went to was dealing with a local coin dealer online, and he told me that he's got over 400 people were just absolutely devastated. Dimes. They're doing dimes. Imagine that. And you could buy silver dimes. Well, if they're seated dimes or they're bobber dimes, now you're going to pay some money, Seated dime, you're going to pay $10 and up. Period. And that's in, low grade. But I couldn't believe that they're doing dimes now. Dime. You name it, and they're doing it. So you got to be really careful. And he's like, one lady, she bought a whole Morgan collection. You ready for this one? Thinking that she got a good deal. Invested in it. Her and her husband years ago. Can't remember what they paid a piece. What do you say? Something like $100 a piece or something, right? Come in a nice fancy box and all this. None of them were real. None of them passed the metalytics machine. Great copies, but not worth anything except for looking at it on the wall, I guess. Devastated. Absolutely devastated. He gave him $100 for the collection. $100 he gave him for the whole collection. I was like, can you imagine that? I would shit myself. God forgive me for saying that, but I would. You know. Now, what are the grades of what, Mike? Of the tone ones I did? Yeah. Well, you figure Morgan collections can run you, you know, if you're getting a, date and minute mark set, they're going to be over $10,000. Period. Period. I don't care what. Look, because there's certain ones, there's certain coins in a Morgan collection that are thousands of dollars. Period. It's just the way it is. So if you're going to make an investment, yes. If you want to get your money back, yes, it's a solid deal. Investing in Morgans is a solid deal. Absolutely. Positively. Because no one knows how much is left. People have melted them. I mean, the government melted a bunch of them. But people have melted them, turned them into rings and pendants and whatever else. So no one knows really how many are left, right? And they're the number one collected coin, really, the Morgan silver dollar. They're top dog. So, a full Morgan collection is going to run over $10,000. Easy. Easy. And then when you get into the higher grades of Morgans, and not either that, if you're collecting a low ball set, the lowest of lows, and they're straight graded, big dollars. They can cost just as much as a Mint State 65 set. Yeah. I'm serious. It's crazy. It's crazy how grading goes, And dimes are the same way. Seeded dime set? That'll put a hurt into you. Pennies can put a hurt into you. I mean, I always thought that, well, silver is always worth something, right? Even if I collected it and everything went crazy and it come down to it and I couldn't get all the money that I invested in it, it still has a value. So that's why I tell people it's great to collect something. Wonderful. But you should, if you're worrying about investing in something that's solid that you can hold in your hand, right? As a buffer against, a hedge against everything that's going on in the world today, you ought to just stack, 0.999 silver and constitutional silver. Constitutional silver is becoming very expensive too, Oh, people say, oh, well, spot price. I don't care about spot price. I don't care about it. I hear about it. I don't care about it. It does not matter a hoot. It doesn't. Not to me. It don't matter to me one bit. I hear people talk about it. Oh, it's going to go sky high. Oh, it's going south. Nobody, look. When it really decides to go, hey, it don't matter whether you start stacking, constitutional or if you're stacking, 0.999 silver, They're not the same. Constitutional silver will always have a collectible, dollar sign attached to it too. So there's something different going on there. I don't know. I listen to some of these guys. One day it's like, oh yeah, it's doing great. Oh, it's doing terrible. Oh, it's doing great. Oh, I predict. Anybody could sit there and tell you that shit. You know what I'm saying? I could sit there and tell you that. Every year, if you watch, it has its ups and its downs, and its peaks and its downs. It takes something major to really make it go crazy. high interest, we'll do it. If they decided to go with a gold and silver standard somewhere else in the world, that will do it. So, it never hurts to have a peace of mind. That's what I say. But it would really bite, wouldn't it? Yeah, make that kind of investment. Oh, man. I tell you another quick story, right? So I can't remember where I was at. I think I was out in Indiana. I was living in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And this guy had a baseball collection. Baseballs, like these. This one is Derek Holland, right? So this is a Derek Holland baseball. This is a real Derek Holland, signed by Derek Holland baseball. Right? Worth about $135 or so, right? Now, this is a 1960s Mickey Mantle, right? Baseball. Okay? All-Star. Says it. Got some signatures on it. Now, these are real balls. And I have other ones. I have, other ones that are real balls that are worth money. But this guy buys a set. I guess he liked the Red Sox, right? Now, I've had, 60 balls, Red Sox balls, signed by different players over the years. And I still have some. And there was a bunch of us talking, right? A bunch of Masons at the Mason Lodge. And he started talking about them. He goes, yeah, I'll bring them into the lodge sometime, show you guys my collection. So I'm in there and I'm looking at them and I go, dude, those are not certified balls. Because what do you mean? I said, I could tell by the ink. I said, those are not legitimately signed balls. They're not certified balls. Because, certified ones, they're different. And they'll have a specific name on them, and they're made by a specific company. You can go online and you can check the, penmanship out and everything. He got in a big argument with me. I said, okay. I said, well, you can go have them PSA certified. They'll, certify them for you. Talked to him, I guess it was maybe about a year or a year and a half, something like that later. Because I sent those balls off. I said, yeah, how'd you do? He go, they said that they wasn't real. They wasn't authentic signatures. I said, gee, imagine that. So I tell people, do your homework before you buy anything. I don't care what it is these days. I mean, I was looking on, where was it? Amazon? And they had a drill. A drill like this. Right? A drill. And when I tell you it looked like a Makita, I am not lying. I mean, it looked exactly like a Makita. I'm like, I wonder how many of those are out there in the world that are not Makitas, that have Makita on them, and somebody bought like a $20 drill. It's a crazy world we live in, guys. Hey, what's up, John Jacobs? So, you got to be careful. You really do. You got to be careful out there in the world today. buying a pile of crap, you know. I guess we really don't have that problem in the gun world, do we, guys? Well, Dove knows. You know, when you buy a gun, you buy a gun. Now, if you buying a used gun, you don't know unless you know enough about guns and, you know, what it takes to, you know, have a good quality gun. But when it comes to coins, it can be scary. When it comes to baseballs, it can be scary. When it comes to, you know, certain things, you know, you teetering. Just got done calling 2 auctions. All right. Did you have fun? Did you have fun with your auctions? Man. What was it? Somebody got a hold of me. It was about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Said, how come you have no auctions? I said, man, we only have our auctions in the fall. That's when we have them, usually from September to the first week of December. That's it. I don't need to do them all the time. I don't want to make it a business. It's a lot of work, you know? I mean, you got to sit here. You got to put them up. You got to sell them. You got to package them. And you got to send them. You know, I mean, there's a lot to it. So I don't need to have a business. I do it because I enjoy the people who come. I enjoy doing it to make some money for charity, to help people out. That's what I do it for. I don't do it because I need a job, because I don't. Silicone inflated. Oh my God. Hey, you know, I was watching. What was it? What was it? Lonely Single Woman from Around the World or something on YouTube, right? And I think she lives in Ukraine. She was out there milking that cowboy. I mean, she had them udders just a going. I mean, she was going to town. And I mean, she worked her little buns up. I couldn't believe it. She was a hard-working woman. I mean, I was like, we need to send some American women over there so they can get trained how to work. And American guys, too. I mean, these kids today, women and men. I'm not just singling out women. I'm saying men too. Lazy. Absolutely freaking lazy. They wouldn't know hard work if it ran up and smacked them in the face. And that's a downfall for society, actually. It's sad. And then they get pissed off. Oh, how dare you? You have the audacity to say that about me and about my generation. Well, have you ever looked at yourself? I mean, it's pretty obvious. You know? I mean, it's not like I'm lying. Not a bunch of old people just saying it, you know what I mean? My God. But then again, you do have some younger guys, you know, they're right on top of it. You know, they work hard. They have a plan. They're focused, you know. So it's not everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of them. I mean, guys, there's a lot of them. Unbelievable. And then you got the handouts. The guys that are always looking for handouts. Freebies, handouts. I'm like, did your father and mother ever slap you upside the head for acting like that? You know, there's a sense of maturity that happens when you get older. You know, you don't go around looking and begging for stuff and asking for stuff. That's a sign of immaturity and a lack of education. And it usually stems from the parents not teaching them that. It's terrible. Gimme. I'll give you something, give you 5 knuckles. You know? I tell you, man, I don't know what the world's coming to. And you know what? It's really strange, but the people who have the least give the most. And that is a fact. And the people who have something, it's like they're storing it for something. They're saving it for something. What? For what? The next person to become lazier because you saved money and you gave it to them? You know what my son told me? He said, I don't want none of it. He said, I'd rather have you. I said, that's the right answer. That is the right answer. And that's probably why you'll get half. But he meant it. He's doing good. He's tattooing. He finally got his license. He passed his license. He's got his license now. So he's a licensed tattooist, and he's having fun. He loves it. Laying that ink down. I said, good. Got a good, honest job, and he's, doing tattoos. That's good. Yeah, they do. You're right, John. They do give up too easy. When I was growing up, if I set out to do a project, right? When I was 15 years old, or was I 16? No, 16 years old, right? I could take a motor apart at 16. Now, I could take a 350 Pontiac motor or a 350 Chevy motor apart, and I could put it back together. Now, I'll be honest. I sucked at carburetors, but I knew the carburetor man. So, but outside of that, I could take the motor apart and put it back together. I had adults in my family, my uncles and my grandfather, who fine-tuned me to learn certain things. And you know what I got when I didn't listen? A smack upside the head or a kick in the rear end. And some people say, oh my God, I can't believe that. That's child. No. It's those things that made me think. And I knew I didn't want to get it again. So I was going to I was determined to get it right. And I was determined to pay attention. And I had a young man tell me, he says, well, why should I work hard? I just go on YouTube or, do YouTube videos or do something online. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, what happens if something happens and there is no more online? What happens? Do you have anybody's address to help you out or you help them out? Are you connected with anybody across the United States? Do you have walkie-talkies? Do you have multiple vehicles? Do you have extra gas or loads of batteries? Do you have food? He looked at me like I was crazy. I said, I'm being serious. He says, oh, that's just mind games. They're just fear factoring you, they're just, I said, you think so? I said, you better look back in history. Don't think for a moment, just because everything's been smooth sailing for so many years, don't think for a moment. And don't ever let your guard down, because that's when the wolves are coming. The wolves just don't run down the hill after their prey. They encircle it. They wait until the right time. And the first one they feed on is the weakest one. They ain't going to feed on the one that's going to be most aggressive, because that one is too dangerous. It's too dangerous. It's too much of a risk. But the weak one, the one that's not prepared for the fight, that's the one the wolves are going to strike first. He goes, well, what does that metaphor mean? I said, that means the people who know that you're not prepared for protecting yourself or taking care of yourself and your family, they're coming for you first. And don't think they're not, because they are. It's an absolute fact. But if they know that you're armed to the hilt and you got food and you're taking care of yourself, and they know you're well connected with people, They're not trying for you. Unless they have a big vendetta to you, because they're going to die. And that's a fact. And I think the problem with people today is nobody wants to say those things. Nobody wants to give the hard love, right? Nobody wants to give the hard love. Nobody wants to give the hard sermon. They always want to make it easy, right? And fluffy. I hate to tell you, the real world is a monster. It really is. It's a monster. And I think that, people need to start waking up. Looking at what's going on around the world. Look, I've been all around the world. And I fought in 2 wars. And I'm going to tell you, it's not a joke. Okay? This is not a movie prop out there. It's real stuff. People fighting for what they believe in. And let me tell you, when you're fighting for what you believe in, and it's your family, the gloves come off. So, Rev, do you know people? People have been hearing the horns blowing? Well, I know what you're talking about. And that's been going on for actually years. You're talking about the angels sounding the horns for the next coming of Christ. Is that what you're talking about? Look, there's a lot of things going on in the world today. I'm going to be absolutely honest. If you look at how many things are going on, it's a lot of things. Now, we don't think like they did back in the old days. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The Bible is a great book, right? You can learn a lot of stuff from it. But there's a lot of stuff in here that was written and put in here by man that was not God's word, or did not particularly happen by God himself, but man added it in there. I'm telling you that as a minister. That is a fact. Now, you have to figure that out for yourself. Now, the moral concept of the Bible and what it teaches us, the inspiration by how it's inspired by God is a wonderful thing. But don't take every word as a fact, because you're going to get lost in it. It's not all factual. I tell people the truth is what people believe is the truth. Facts are absolutely facts, right? So there's no changing it. It is what it is. Fact means it's solid. That is what it is. Truth, well, truth is a manipulated statement. It's something that people can agree to be the truth. And if you get enough people to believe that that's the truth, then that's what they say the truth is. But a fact, a hard-grown fact, that's something totally different. People say, wow, Jesus never lived. Are you stupid? Of course he lived. He really did live. He was a real person. Those things really did happen. Now, what happened after the point of the women going in to cleanse the body and didn't find the body because they found the stone rolled back? The sequence that happened after that, I don't know. There's not enough bondified facts there to prove the story that was implemented. That's all I'm going to say. So you have to go with your heart on that. But those are facts laid down by thousands and thousands of years. Now, was there other things going on that we really don't understand today? Absolutely. Is there a lot of warnings that have been told to us in this book that we can look out into the world today and actually see some of these things coming true? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. And it's scary. Absolutely scary. Now, if you guys remember a few years back, right? Like 3 years ago, remember before COVID? Remember when I told you? I said, when this is all over with, when the COVID thing is all over with, you watch. There's going to be a war. And it's going to come on. You watch. There will be a war. I just knew it. I knew it was going to happen. And you think it's done? It ain't over with yet. There's so many wars and rumors of wars and people fighting each other. Fathers against sons, sons against fathers and mothers, and people just hating each other and not caring. And I mean, it's just crazy, crazy stuff. And it's not just one person that's saying it. It's real stuff happening. Real stuff. And it should be real scary. So if people want to think that, people who are Christians are losing their mind and they're stupid and they believe in fairy tales or whatever, okay. Think that we're bullshitting. Think that what we believe in is crap. Fine. Do that if you want to. But don't come crying to us when the river of blood comes to your front doorstep. That's all I got to say. Because there's a place in this book right here that says we can wash our hands of it. Just like it happened in history. And it's documented. There's proof of it. Anything that God did, this is a funny thing. Anything that God did takes man thousands and thousands and thousands of years to cover up. That's why he did it so big. Because he already knew that man and how man likes to deceive each other, right? Would try to cover things up so that man can try to be his own God, right? Even though we were created in the image of God, that's, you're not elevated to that level. And people say, well, it's just the devil. No, the devil don't make you do anything. You just choose to do the things that he would endorse. So I don't believe in that. That's just an excuse, and you blame it on the devil now. And he's like, I didn't make you do that. You made that choice yourself. I just made it available. Ring-a-ring-a-ring, wake up. There's your bell. Who was that guy that used to say, there's your sign. Well, there's your bell. Calling all cars. Does anybody see the light yet? I mean, I don't know. Can I get on my soapbox there for a minute? Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox. But you know what? The hourglass is an emblem of time. Behold how swiftly the sands flow, and how quickly our lives are drawn to a close, and how we can, without astonishment, notice the little particles of the vice, and how they almost imperceptibly pass us by, and thus waste man. That's what I got to say. How you like them beans? Probably some of the people that were coming to the channel are going to go, oh my God, we can't listen to him. He's a lunatic. Okay. You might think I am. But when you find out that I wasn't, it'll be a little too late. That's all I got to say. You know, there was a time that in my life I hated listening to preachers. You know, I'll be honest with you. I really did. I hated listening to preachers. I hated listening to ministers because I really didn't want to hear it. I really didn't. I figure let bygones be bygones. The world just keeps going on. You know, people live, they die, they go to heaven. If they don't make it in heaven, maybe God says, okay, well, you didn't do it right the first time. So now he sends you back down. You come into another body and you try it again until your spirit gets it. And then once your spirit finally gets it, then you get to stay in heaven. Sing angelic songs and sing kumbaya. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the whole end of the story. But one thing that I do know from people who have been there, I guess, you know, near death experience or died or whatever, is a lot of them said they didn't want to come back. Well, it must be a really good place. No matter what they said they seen or how they experienced it, none of them said they wanted to come back, but they did. So I guess the reward is great. But whether you stay there or not, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't really answer that question. I look at things from different perspectives, right? Some people say they talk to their, you know, their aunts or their mother and father that passed away years ago. I don't know if that's possible. I don't believe that God would open up the channel. Could he? I'm not God. I can't speak for God. But I don't think it's possible. I believe that we have two things going on. We have the shell, right? The shell that we live in, but the soul is what keeps us going, right? It's the soul that's inside of it. I think that is who we really are, is our soul. And some of our souls are a little more tainted than others. That's just the way it is. One thing I don't try to do is I don't try to put other people down for believing in a different God than I believe in. I try not to. And if that's what they want to believe, then that's what they want to believe. And that's, you know, I don't want to try to change their mind. Now, if they see something in my life that inspires them in some good way, and then they eventually, you know, ask me something, then the door's open. But I'm not going to go banging on the door. I don't believe in that. I believe God gave us all free will. But if somebody sees something in me that directs them to want to be more like maybe something that a trait that I have, or something that I do that inspires them to be a better way, or maybe the faith that I believe in inspires them that way, then so be it. But I just don't believe in that. And some pastors get mad at me for saying that. Well, you know, got to live a few years, you know. Got to live a few years to understand what I mean. That's what I believe. But I'm sure you guys probably believe a lot of that, right? I get off on my gander, sorry. I watch people, it's funny, right? So in my line of work, you see a lot of lazy people. I'm going to be honest, right? There's a lot of lazy people, and they just want the easy way. And they think that they're smoozing over on you and they're getting a freebie. And they see how long they can get away with it until they get caught. But the funny thing is most of the time, we already know that. You might say, what? So, yeah, we already know they're that way. We do. But we figure maybe somewhere along the line, they'll learn something, and in their heart, they'll change. And when they change, all of those years that they spent begging and taking and never giving, or giving very little, they'll start giving a lot more. Some people never change, though. They're just angry inside. They make you think one thing, but they're totally different. That's right. If God can you imagine that? I don't even want to think about how that is even possible, Make heavens and the earth. I mean, how is that even compute? I have enough. Look, let me show you something. You look around my room, right? All right? You see all the stuff in here? Just in this one little room, right? All kinds of stuff. See it? Stuff everywhere, right? Okay. Just in this room alone takes a lot of mental capacity, right? Really. What everything is in this room, right? I know. Why? Because I put it here. Can you even fathom how much information that is? Did you ever think about that? Just in this one little room. That doesn't mention what's in, everywhere. And people can't get, and some people, and I'm sure you guys agree, some people, they can't even just get the simple things right and understand that. It befuddles me. Now, I'm not perfect by no means. I ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying some people just don't get the small things. But I never give up hope. I never give up hope that people won't figure it out. And unfortunately, some people never figure it out. That's just the way it is. You know what really gets me? I get on the news today. You guys watch the news today? I think it was in Jacksonville. Some white dude sends out like 3 different messages, one to the media, one to his parents, and one to the news, I think, or the police or something. He goes into a dollar store and he shoots 3 black people. White guy. Then he shoots and kills himself. I don't quite understand. I don't understand what makes a person do that. I just don't get it. Now, some people might say, well, you've been to war. You know what it's like to kill people. They're not the same. There's a big difference there between fighting a war between good and evil, right? And somebody just not liking black people and going out there and just killing them and then killing himself. And I'm telling you right now, I know that somebody in his family, I can almost bet you, and I bet if they do their homework, they'll find this out, knew what he was up to and knew that he was into swastikas and KKK or whatever else he was into. Even the KKK don't do that stuff now. I mean, not that at least you don't see a whole lot of that. But the swastika stuff, that's I don't understand. I don't get it. I thought that we would be beyond that stuff. It just, you take 3 innocent lives, right? And then your own. Somebody didn't teach him anything. And somebody else in probably in social media, or that he was hanging out with, infused that intellect into him, right? That false intellect. That's what gets me. And I think they need to find out who them people are and bring them to justice too, because they're just as much in fault. Absolutely. Absolutely, for instilling that mindset into that young man to go out there and kill 3 innocent people for no reason at all. That's the stuff that bothers me today. Hey, what's up, Code? What's up? What are you up to? How's it going in Australia? Australia. Staying busy over there? Huh? Staying busy in Australia? Haven't seen you gaming lately. What have you been up to? Don't mind me, I'm just getting on my soapbox. Not a real reason why I got on, but I guess I needed to say something. So, hope I didn't bore you guys. But am I speaking the truth? That's, I guess, the main thing. And it's totally fine that people, not much. New back fence? What happened? You have a storm come through? Oh. Yeah, the kids are? How's the boy doing? Oh, the post rod out? Yeah, but you guys got pretty much a dry climate over there, right? So, I was watching a documentary. I said, man, they'll never run out of food over there. Rats and rabbits, right? Oh, you put in metal posts? Cool. Yeah, I would put up a fence too, but to be honest with you, I'm lazy. It's a lot of fence posts around 3 acres. I ain't lying to you now. Be totally honest. Now, when I was a young buck, it wouldn't have bothered me. You mean auger? Make a hole? That's cool. Well, at least you're keeping your house in order, right? That's pretty important. I get it. I mean, I can read between the lines. Yeah, I got so much stuff going on, man. I got to pull a transmission out of Mary's car this week. I'm not looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying, right? But you gotta get it done. It's gonna suck too. Just to be honest with you guys, it's gonna suck so bad. It's gonna suck. But it's not that it's hard to do. It's just time consuming, you know? It's like, but I put up I think it's 10 by 20 foot long, 10-foot wide carport. You know, the ones you buy in the box. I put one of those up out back. So I shouldn't, in case the storm comes, it starts to rain, I'm not gonna get soaked, right? Yeah. It always be nice when it's done, Dove, but it's not nice when you're doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Really not looking forward to it. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Well, anyway, here's the deal. You guys can tell people. Um, so next Saturday, I'm going to have an auction. And then probably one every couple of weeks or something like that, I'm going to have an auction. And I got most of the stuff right over here. Bunches of stuff. We'll have some fun, some different contests, some pulls from the board, and some giveaways and stuff like that. I got everything together already this year. That's why you haven't seen much of me. I've been trying to get everything done and not spend a lot of time online. I wanted to get it done. So that way I don't have to keep doing it. I know what I want to make, and Mary's already planned out what she wants to do for the kids this year. Because it's, you know, I mean, we do it, but Mary, she really enjoys it, you know, she really does. So it's a lot of work, but, you know, makes me feel good, you know, being able to help somebody out. Who knows? Maybe one day things go real sideways. Maybe those people will be there to help me. Never know. He ain't washed his hand in the long run. So, but that's what's going to happen. Absolutely. I think we'll start it around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At least I'll be on around 8 p.m. And we'll see where we go with it. Doesn't have to be crazy. Everything that's here, you know, there's a lot of stuff here, guys. I mean, you name it, whether it's U.S. or foreign or old or new, I've got it. I diversified the portfolio this year. So, anyway, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go get me a snack and a coffee and chill out. I got a lot early morning in the morning. So, but I did want to get on, say hi to everybody. So if you put out the word, let people know what's going on. We're going to be doing something next weekend. I'd appreciate it. And with that, I'm Pastor Bob, the Coin Guru Minister, and I'm going to go get a sandwich and a coffee. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Do something good for somebody tomorrow. Or have somebody do something good for you. We know which way that's going to go, though, right? We'll see y'all later. Take care. I'm out of here. See you guys.